This will be a quick little recap and a plan ahead for a week post earnings here for Apple. Um, Admittedly, my trigger here did cross the level I was watching here, but did not trigger me into a trade. I was actually busy. I had some other things going on Monday, so no trade was taken. I did end up taking a lotto into earnings, which was the August 11th 160 calls, which turned out to be a very profitable trade here, but was not part of my plan that I put out, so no point in tooting my own horn on that one. Pattern here that is forming here since the earnings gap up. Looks like a nice little bit of a flag here. There is a gap that could potentially fill. Whenever I see a pattern such as this, what I want to do is look and see if it is possibly setting up in a channel, which if you just draw some lines, some parallel lines here, you can see what is established by these high points of reference down here, or excuse me, up here. Price doesn't actually come all the way back down to the support. So it looks like it is a little bit strong here going forward. We'll be looking for a continuation above this trend line going into the open on Monday. I will keep an eye on that level of 156.37-ish. So I'm going to go ahead and put a note on here that I'm looking to buy above 156.45 roughly. And the stop would actually be just below 146, which is about 50 cents. So half of whatever the overall delta on that option is going to be, which would likely be 155s, maybe 157 and a half, depending on what the open actually looks like. If there is a substantial amount of volume that does come into the open there, I'll go ahead and go into some 157 and a half, a little bit out of the money, and it'll be a nice little profit there if it does climb up outside of this range. If it does fail 156, I have no problem sitting and waiting. Because it is very extended, very far away from any significant moving averages over here on the daily time frame. The 8 EMA is at 153.50, which is still quite a bit a ways away from price. If it does come back down all the way to fill this gap, I'll be looking for support right there around 154-ish, roughly. So I'm going to go ahead and throw a level on there. There's a support entry around 154. And depending on how price opens up, as long as it keeps going up a little bit higher, even sideways, this 8 EMA will actually come up to there and probably open around 154 as well, maybe a little bit higher. But within that range there, I'll give it a little bit of wiggle room. Stop loss will be just below wherever that EMA is. As always, I'll wait to see a potential confirmation of that move, whether it is a hammer candle or a green Marubozu candle, something with a significant amount of volume telling me that there are support buyers still in the trade. Any kind of trigger into a position, I will look for a test back up here around 160. It didn't quite make it all the way up there on the earnings, so maybe there's still a decent amount of strength for the bears up there, but I'm going to look for that as a profit target. And as my usual trades go, as price goes up, I'll just simply trail my stop loss up by the low of the closing candle. And since I'm still traveling, that candle, the time frame I'm going to be referencing is the 30-minute time frame. Hopefully catch another move over a couple of day period and capture some profits here this week. That'll be my trade plan going forward. Good luck.